back to my channel. Today's episode, we are going to talk to the collective divine. So what that means is there's no limit. It's just every possible divine being you can think of collectively shared a message with me that they want me to share with you in this episode. So let me settle in. Let me light a candle. Let's make our space relaxing and calming. So that way, in case I get any more updates, I can let you know in live time, because that's kind of how they work with me. It's not in the fact of like I'm channeling them and I lose it. I don't know how some channelers they completely shut off to get messages and to have stuff. So who is it? Edgar Casey was the sleeping prophet. So he completely had to fall asleep to get messages forward for people. I am grateful that I'm able to stay very alert. I know everything that's going on, and they're able to just channel messages through me in live time. Like it's just actively what I feel, what I sense. Let me stop playing with my hair. What I feel, what I sense, and the messages that I get for you from them directly. So I'm so grateful that I get to do that. And that's part of my job. Isn't that amazing? I love my job. Okay. I hope my audio is nice and clear. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to quiet down because I always like them to directly tell you the messages because of the fact that they word it so beautifully. And, I'm just going to let them kind of speak. So as we previously stated in the last episode, that you are from source. So the message is, like I said, directly from collective of the divine. So that's the Virgin Mary, that's Mary Magdalene, that's Jesus, this is God, this is Abraham, this is any biblical text you can think of, any biblical persons you can think of. They are here to teach us and help us grow at our soul level. And that's how they want to help us today through this episode. And their message is that you are the messenger. What do they mean by that? And they're talking about the last thing. You are the messenger. You are from source. What we discussed last time, the last episode of being from source. So now they're explaining you are the messenger. So exactly like Jesus did, came down to this earth, was born here on earth, and the Son of God. But in the ideology of the church, Jesus is put up on a pedestal. Like it's blasphemy to think that we are equal with Jesus for some religious reason. And that's not what I see at all. Jesus accepts us and is on the same level. There's no hierarchy of who's better, who's worse, who's this, who's that. Vibrationally, we are all different on the other side, but it still doesn't mean that we have this judgment, right? There's like none of that on the other side. It's all accepting and beautiful, and they see things that are like, maybe somebody's a lower vibration, and they just understand and know that that person has more learning to do. And it's not anything of like, shame on you, you shouldn't be doing this or anything like that. So Jesus walks with us hand in hand in the same level and accepts us for who we are, and has walked this earth to show us the ways that we are supposed to be walking in the same footsteps. So are we supposed to die on a cross? No, that's not our journey. That was Jesus's journey, to show us that to have proof that there is a God. And that was the whole point of it, of him to sacrifice and go through that, was to have proof that there is a God. And because in that time too, there were a lot of questions. There were the Crusades. There was a lot of war going on, famine, and a lot of negative things. And so I feel like Jesus came down in that time to be the messenger of hope. And so that's the beautiful message that we're getting today from the Divine Collective, of that you can be the messenger of hope. It's really as simple as that. It's just sharing your love. That I say this over and over again. I feel like I'm a record repeating itself, but it's so true in the fact that all you need is love. Like the Beatles. So it's just about sharing love and kindness with every living thing, with sharing yourself, with sharing your unique gifts, with sharing your light, and being grateful and gracious. And that is what it's like being the messenger. Jesus showed us. Now, are all of us going to go out and perform miracles like Jesus did? No, that's not happening. And does God expect that, or the divine, do they expect that from us? No, not at all. They actually already know what our journey is. They already know it. And you know it at a soul level. And that's why we went through the Akashic Records too, to kind of go through that. So if you haven't listened to that episode, please go back, because that's really, you don't want to miss that for getting to know who exactly you are at a soul level, right? Like, what did you come here for? And I'm going to tell you that most of our soul agreements always have to do with the connection of other people, of source, of the environment, things of that nature. And it's usually with helping, healing, sharing love, sharing this, sharing that. That is the majority of the soul's purpose. And a lot of them share a very similar purpose. Like, yes, you're unique in your own way, but it's just as simple as that. Like, we try to overcomplicate things. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, or I have to live here to, be a Nobel Prize winner, or whatever it is. Like, and that's wonderful. If that's what lights you up, and if that's what your soul really sings and like wants to do, fabulous. I'm so like, do it. Go out and do it. They want you to do it. I always shake my camera. You are the messenger. You are of source. There's no limit to what you can do. And I want you to go out and do that now. So here I am, broken record. Listen, when I talk to the divine, I love them so much, and they make me feel so peaceful and loved. And that's what they're engulfing you with right now. But I always laugh when I talk to them, because I say they talk in riddles. They talk in the same thing over and over again, because they're not intervening on our free will. They're not going to tell us the bottom line of what, but I'm just explaining to you what I've seen and what I've heard, and over from being a medium for a couple of years now. This is what they're trying to explain to us, that it's easy as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it crazy. Now, are you all going to, wear Jesus sandals and walk around and go and pray over people's heads? No, that's not going to happen. I mean, they don't expect that. So don't feel like you have to go out because I'm saying that you are the messenger like Jesus. That does not mean that you're doing any of that. There are other people like me at a certain level where they can channel and they can feel God's presence and they get those messages. But this is more like collectively they're saying everybody has this opportunity, and you just know who you are, and you're sharing your love and your light and your uniqueness and all the things. And that's what the divine want us to know today, is that there's nothing holding us back but ourselves from our future of connecting and being where we need to be in life. And it's all about being the messenger. Like, yeah, you're not going to go opening up a church or things like that, but it's more about them wanting to support you and guide you in the space that you're in right now, like meet you where you're at and remind you to use the kindness and love daily. And what this does is it helps with all humanity. So anything negative in the world, any darkness, any evil, anything like that, any disaster, like world disasters, war, things like that, when we as a collective, as human beings, when we become and ascend, which is lifting our vibration, getting closer to God, in a happier state, joyful, grateful, loving life, looking at every day as a miracle, this all helps humankind, the earth, the environment, the collective, everything. It's completely shifting and changing our reality. So if you're like, I can't do that, I'm just little old me, I'm not gonna make. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That little bit of kindness every day, that little bit of love every day. So that's you being the messenger. Do you feel that? Do you get excited about it like I do? Because I just love teaching anything from the divine because they always make me feel so, so loved. And I hope that as my listeners listen to this, they feel it too, because it's just so overpowering and so beautiful. And that's why a lot of times I'm incorporating meditations that are specifically guided from them after this. So that way, in case you don't get it during my podcast session, that you can definitely sit down in a quiet space and do the meditation after, because it will definitely help you connect more. Guys, this is weird, but I guess I'll put it in the podcast. I don't often get that, and I could be getting interrupted by spirit right now, but I'm getting something with a classic car. Has like these circular, like bug looking lights on the front. Not saying it's a VW bug. I don't know. It's a classic vehicle and it's like red and white. It's got red and white. And it's a classic vehicle. It was very odd that I got that. I don't know if the person listening to this during this time is driving in a red and white classic vehicle. Hey, if you are, very, very cool. Hit me up with the comments below. Tell me what you're driving and tell me if you were listening, because I would love that. It's interesting that they popped in with that. They don't normally do it. They don't normally do that. So I don't know if that was spirit. And it could possibly be. So if somebody's listening and that is indeed what you're driving, it's either the divine that are trying to get your attention, or it is a loved one trying to get your attention to connect with you. So hit me up with the email below or comments and let me know if that was you. I'm interested to see. This will air on August 13th, and I'm recording it on, just in case you guys want to know, July 8th. So that I had to throw that in there because I have to honor spirit and I honor the divine when they come through and tell me these messages. So I got that real quick and I just wanted to share that with you. the divine they're asking to, they want you to not be afraid to ask questions, to push boundaries, to push back, to be inquisitive. It's totally fine. Like I've said before, if you're not hurting anybody, if you're not hurting yourself, or if you're not hurting someone else, it's totally fine. They want you to ask the questions. They want you to get more involved and to be excited and to find what you're passionate about and live in your true light. So if you're one of those that, say you were raised in a religious background, I was raised Roman Catholic, and I branched out from it, not meaning that I don't believe in that religion. I do. I enjoy it. I still enjoy going to church. I still enjoy, I've stopped receiving communion. That was a part that I felt like just didn't resonate with me, and I chose not to do it anymore. And I'll still pray, and I still join in on the group prayers and things like that if I know them. Sometimes I don't, and I'm just there mumbling. But I've gone to different churches. I've gone to an Episcopalian church. I've gone to, I've been in a Methodist church, but I haven't been to an actual service there. So I just kind of go where I feel pulled, when and where I feel pulled. And that's not the message today. The message is about you being the messenger, which is beautiful. And you can do that in your daily life in small things. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. And the divine are asking you to participate in that. Maybe it's like picking up a wildflower and handing it to somebody to make their day, or complimenting somebody. I love complimenting people. When I actually find something really beautiful, I don't do it just because. I do it authentically, that either I think somebody's really pretty today, or, not that I know them, but or they look really nice, or I love their dress, or I love this. And I will throw out those compliments easily because I just always love sharing that. And doesn't it feel good? Like, A, it feels good as the giver to give that message. And B, it feels good as the receiver. You're always like, aren't you caught off guard when you're like, oh, thank you. Like, you're the best. Like, made my day. Okay, so as I was thinking of wrapping up the episode and making it kind of a short and sweet, because there's really not much to tell, the Virgin Mary, she loves to come down and she's showering us with roses. So when she does that, she's just pouring her love out for us. And I feel like this is exactly what she's showing. She's doing it. And she's showing us that we need to do that. We need to go out and help people. We need to go out and shower other people with roses and the love and the light, and just go out and share it and be the best version of you. And I'm so excited for that. So thank you for joining me at Spiritual Connections by Joelle. I want to send you love and light.